Hello TikTokers, I am the Christian Relationship Counsellor, and today I'm just going to talk off the top of my head because I was doing a video earlier on about tempting, and if you were found to be tempting a child to sin, then there'd be nothing worse for you in the kingdom. God parallels that with having a millstone around your neck and being thrown to the bottom of the sea. And as I was thinking about a title of that, it suddenly dawned on me about what people are tempted to do to get what they want, the kind of things people are tempted to do. And especially now when we are in a situation where there's inflation, where people can't pay their bills, where people are driven to destitution and poverty, and where they're more inclined to sin now than they ever were. You have people who are more inclined to prostitute themselves, to make money, because it's the only way they can get an income. You have people stealing, you have people murdering, you have people being unfaithful, because they cannot live how they are used to living. Whereas they was able to survive with their partner, somebody loses a job, they are tempted now to go and do things that are unworthy of them. And it's a shame really, because when you think about being tempted to sin, especially as a Christian, it fills you with so much guilt and remorse. And I guess that the analogy of having a millstone around your neck is like you're being choked, isn't it? It's like you're so full of guilt and remorse, you feel as though you're choking and you can't see any way out. And the thing is, when you take these roads, when you're tempted to take a road that you would not normally take because you're desperate, there seems to be no turning back. It's like if you can't get a job, and you have bills to pay and you don't want to be homeless, you're going to think, well, I have this body, I am going to sell it. And I'm going to go out there and, hope for the best, hope I don't get killed, hope I don't get treated badly, but it's going to pay my bills. And then you go out there and you might have a few good nights or whatever, and you think, oh yeah, I'm making a lot of money here, I don't have to worry anymore, I can buy clothes. But how does that make you feel? Do you feel dirty? Do you feel unclean? You might put it to the back of your head and think to yourself, well, this is what I've got to do. And then it's all going well in the sense that you might have a few good clients, and then you have some nasty clients, some clients that don't look clean, some clients that abuse you. And you've got yourself into this habit of earning a certain amount of money and you don't want to stop. And so you're tempted to continue, and you're kind of driven, you're kind of being pulled two ways, being abused, having your body violated versus paying your bills. And as we approach a time where it's even harder to be a good person, because it's like the world is tempting you to do all kinds of things, tempting you to watch videos all day, tempting you not to wash yourself, tempting you not to clean the home, tempting you just to concentrate on your own desires and nothing else. We've reached a time now where people just cannot be bothered. They're tempted not to even bother loving anyone. It's so much easier just taking care of themselves. But like the Bible says, woe betide to those who tempt others to sin. It will be like a millstone around their neck and then being pulled into the bottom of the sea. So we have to kind of think about what we are being tempted to do. When we go to work and you see all that paper piled up, in the stockroom, are you tempted to steal a ream? Thinking, oh, they've got plenty of paper, they won't miss it, it doesn't really matter. I could do with this at home for my kids' homework. You're tempted to take their pens from work, their pencils, their sharpeners, bits and pieces that you think, well, they've got more than enough. It doesn't really matter if I take it. Are you tempted in that way? And you just think, oh, well, it's a workplace. You kind of justify it. You justify stealing, in fact. So many of us, we do things that we wouldn't normally do. We're tempted to do things that we wouldn't normally do to survive, really. And this is where strength versus weakness comes into play. How strong are you? Can you resist? Can you trust that better will come without you being tempted to sin? I'm just putting it out there, peeps. Because when you're tempted to sin, the impact, especially if you're ordinarily you're a morally good person, you're ethically sound, but you've now been placed in a position where you're desperate. And you're thinking to yourself, I don't know what to do. God, show me a way. And then, you see something in a newspaper, or you see something, or somebody says something, and you think that is God speaking to you. But God isn't going to speak to you in a way that's going to make you sin. He's not going to do that. He's not going to offer you solutions that involve sinning. He's going to offer solutions that uplift you and make you feel better about yourself. So if the message that you're getting, once you ask God to help you, is one that is not right in the eyes of God, that message is not of God. So you have to try to understand where you're getting your information from and who is speaking to you. And when you're saying, yeah, the Spirit told me to do this, my instincts tell me this is right, when you know morally it's wrong, your guide is the Ten Commandments. Love the Lord thy God with all your heart and soul and mind. And what is God? God is love. Well, if whatever you're doing, you're not showing love to yourself or to another person, it's morally wrong. Don't bear false witness. Anything that you're tempting to do that causes you to lie, causes you to murder, causes you to steal, that message is not of God. Any kind of message you get that causes you to dishonour your parents or take advantage of them. A lot of children these days are terrorising their parents and telling them they want their legacy early. Mum, you better sell your house. I want my legacy now. I can't wait until you die. Remortgage and terrifying the parents as a way for them to survive. So for them to pay their bills, they are now encroaching on their parents' hard work all those years and using guilt. These narcissistic children are using guilt on their parents to say, look, I need you to help me. I can't live the way in this life, the way it is. But we've all been there. We've all been through the struggle. We might not look as though we're struggling now, but we've paid our dues. For those of us who are elderly, for those of us who are pensioners, we've paid our dues. We've been through the struggle. So don't resent us now because we're not struggling now when we went through that struggle that you are going through now. So when you feel tempted to sin, don't think that you have got it hard and we have got it easy, because that is the mindset. It's the mindset of the government. They want to keep knocking the pensioners and taking from them when they've earned where they are now. They've done the time. But anyway, I seem to be going a bit off course here. But all I'm saying is that whatever your circumstances, try not to be tempted to sin. Try to do the right thing with whatever you have. Do the best with whatever you have. And I'm the Christian Relationship